Now, the next one. This is my smashing goal setting system. Okay. So now once we understand the challenges, once we understand the mistakes, once we understand what we need to do, need not do, first thing, of course, you need to write down your detailed goal. All right. So before we started this webinar, we were already asking you guys who came in earlier, we already asked you to write down a simple goal that you have for yourself, right? Now, of course, for the purpose of this webinar, I can't go too much in detail on how to write a goal. Most of us know how to write our goal. For example, those of us who want to follow the SMART goal system, right? You know, the specific, make sure your goal is specific, make sure it's measurable, which means that you can see improvement from time to time, week to week. There is a certain improvement. Make sure it's attainable, you can achieve it. Make sure it's relevant to you, your current lifestyle and your loved ones. And make sure it has a timeline, okay? Now, for those of you who are having this moment where you know you want to do something in your life, but you're not sure which direction you want to go, you feel a little lost, all right? You are passionate about something, but you're not sure whether you want to do it, right? A lot of people will say, like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? With all due respect, that never worked for me. However, I envision myself to be as an adult, as I was a kid, and I envisioned my adulthood, I'm completely different now. And even when I was starting off my career in the bank, how I envision myself is completely 180 degrees different from where I am right now. And I somehow think, like, you know, there's only so much that we can plan into the future. So of course, financial security, your house, your car, basic stuff, children's education, of course, all those are planned. But you as a person, in my mind, I always like to leave it as an opportunity to grow. So for me personally, what works is when I'm about to set a goal for myself, for example, a career goal, I will ask myself, okay, where do I see myself in the next 1-2 years? Somehow that's the furthest I can think. Okay, that's the furthest I can go. So where do you see yourself in the next 1-2 years? So this will kind of give you an idea on which direction you wanted to go. So some of you know this story, you know, when I was at that brink of not knowing what to do in my life, that was the moment where I asked myself, what do you want to do in 1-2 years? And the answer I got was, I wanted to be a certified trainer. Certified. I was training without certification for many years. And the answer that I got was to be a certified trainer. I didn't know which field I wanted to go into. Eventually, I went into NLP. But what really helped at that moment was asking myself, where did I see myself in the next 1-2 years? Okay, guys. So as I'm going down this 5-step system, I would like you guys to also have your pen and paper with you. And please write down as we go along, right? Where do you see yourself in the next 1-2 years? Only do this if you have no idea which goal to set yet. If you feel that you kind of know where you are headed, then you can set a much more detailed goal, all right? So what do I mean by a detailed goal, guys? Don't write things like, you know, I want to achieve success in my career. Remember, your unconscious mind needs details. It needs to know exactly what it wants to do. If you send a message that I want to achieve success, your unconscious mind is going to get very confused, you know. What do you mean by success? What do you want me to do? Tell me what you want me to do. And if you say that I'm going to wake up 30 minutes every day, 30 minutes earlier every day, or I'm going to devote 30 minutes every day into building my online e-commerce, I'm going to build my online business, or I'm going to spend 30 minutes every day learning something new that's going to help me in my career. I'm going to spend 30 minutes every day being coached by an online coach from whichever part of the world, right? So all that are specific. You're sending something specific to your unconscious mind, and that fella will know exactly what to do. Does that make sense, guys? And next is, you need to know why. You really need to know why. I have lost count ever since I was 25, that was how old I was when I got married, okay? Ever since I was 25, I lost count how many times I have tried to go on a diet. How many times I've tried to lose weight. So I will lose weight and then I'll come bouncing back, and I'll lose weight and I'll come bouncing back. That moment I sat at the football field, remember I was telling you guys that story? The moment I sat at the football field, and when I started panting and realized, like, man, does this mean that I can't stand up and actually play with my kids? I can't actually play a fun game of football without panting. Is that really the parent I want to be? And that feeling that I had inside, that was my strongest why. I want to grow old healthily. I want to be a fit 80-year-old. And somehow I have that vision so clear in my head. So although I don't know how I will be in future, I told you I have a problem envisioning my future, right? But the one thing I know is I want to be fit and I want to be healthy. So that is your strongest why. Decide on your strongest why, guys, because if your why is not strong enough, that is why the number one reason why a lot of people fall off in their journey towards wanting what they want. So that is your WIIFM, right? What's in it for me, all right? Next, I don't know how so many spectacular goal setting systems out there miss this one. But ladies and gentlemen, your habits are everything. It is all about your daily actions. So that is why the kind of habits, the kind of choices we make every day plays a big role in our ability to achieve success in achieving our goals. Okay. So habits basically means like, what are the kind of habits, bad habits that you have that you need to change? So please go ahead and put it down in the chat. What are your bad habits that you feel you need to change before you can find success? Be honest, no shame in it. Yeah, so I have a question here on what is eating clean. Yeah, I will do it tomorrow exactly. Yeah, so Chien Chong is asking me about eating clean. Is it like keto or intermittent fasting? So Chong, you know, there are just so many methods out there, and just choose something that works for you. Yes, I don't do keto, but I am a big believer intermittent fasting works for me to a certain degree. So just find something that works for you. Eating clean is basically being very careful with what you put into your body. That's basically what it means. So not eating too much junk. Yep, tomorrow procrastinate. Sleep for 7, 8, okay lah. Sleeping late, being organized later lah. Yeah, I mean, a lot of us are quite champions at that, right? Procrastination. Yeah, I like what Shahida has written down. Plan to do it, but don't do it. Ooh, you know what? That is so true for majority of us. When we end up breaking promises, when you end up breaking promises between the conscious and unconscious, they lose trust. It is a trusting relationship. These two fellas must trust each other. When you plan to do something and don't do it, you are breaking that trust, and we don't want that. Because when the trust is broken, the next time when you want to do something, remember, your unconscious is a creature of habit. It will not help you achieve that goal. It will just go back to the same thing that it has been trained to do. So it's creating that habit, right? Very good. So guys, whatever that you wrote, Aruna, you said spending more time in social media. Is it for a business perspective? Did you mean more, less? Let us know. Yeah. So whatever your habit is, now this is something that you need to write down for as you guys are doing this, right? After you have written down your strong why, write down what is the habit that you want to change. Okay. If I were to give you 2 examples from my personal life, one habit that I follow religiously is working out in the morning. Does that mean that I have never bent the rule? I have bent the rule. There are some times where my morning I couldn't wake up, but I make sure I make it up for it in the afternoon, or stretches at home. Somehow you just make up for it lah. Huh? Second one that I do is I have, over the last 2 months, invested time in listening to podcasts, because every single webinar that I do for you guys, I feel that it's my moral responsibility to also keep myself updated in terms of knowledge before I share knowledge to you guys. So I never want to share something outdated. I want to share something current. So that is something that I do for my personal development. So these are the little habits. And if you notice, things like a podcast doesn't take very long. I have subscribed to something where I just have to listen to 7 minutes a day. And that really helps with my overall journey as a coach and as a trainer. All right. So that is habits, identifying what habits we need to change. Okay, guys. Now, the next thing here is your snap decision. This is where your Mr. Commander comes in. So There will be those days. I'm still preparing you for the naughty days. Okay, I'm preparing you for the naughty days because most goal setting is very idealistic. I am being a realist. I'm going to tell you that there will be days that will come where you are sitting and you know it's probably time for you to get on the laptop and get the report done. You know it's time to get on the laptop and subscribe to whatever that you are doing, which promotes your personal development, or maybe it's to go for an online training session, or maybe it's to start working on your side business, whatever it is. But now you are so busy scrolling on social media, or you're so busy gaming, or you're so busy chatting something that is not so important, right? And you still do it anyway. Now, what really needs to happen exactly at this point, ladies and gentlemen? Bring the commander out. Bring the fella out. And that's where the commander will say, put the phone down. Okay. Now, depends on what kind of commander you have. If that commander is like this brutal guy, right? He will just say, put the phone down and get your butt to work, right? Now, some commanders, depending on your commander, like my commander is a little bit kind. So my commander, what he will tell me is, put your phone down and pick up that book, even if it's for 5 minutes. I told you my commander is very kind. I like him. So he will say, put the phone down, which I have a bad habit. I'm just gonna acknowledge that. Put the phone down and pick up the book, even if it's for 5 minutes. Now, the beauty about this is when I always gave this excuse that I can't find time to read. The moment I started this new habit is the moment my commander tells me, hey, just pick up the book for 5 minutes, it seems very doable for my unconscious mind. Like, yeah, 5 minutes only what? Can what? So when I do start reading, I read a chapter. And when I read a chapter, yeah, it may stretch into 10, 15 minutes. I'm satisfied. I'm done with my reading for the day. And I put it down. Did I achieve my mini goal for the day? I did it. Am I able to consistently do it every damn day? Yes. Right? So pardon the damn in that sentence, but my commander made me write that, right? It's like every single day, like no excuse. It is consistency. Now, a lot of you out there believe in your cheat day, your cheat meals, your cheat this, your cheat that. Now, be very careful with your cheats, because your cheats can very quickly break the trust between your conscious and your unconscious. So if you plan to cheat, make sure you make up for it. So I'm not going for perfection. We may bend rules here and there, and that's okay. When you do bend your rule, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you make up for it to reestablish trust between your conscious and unconscious. Okay? So this is the beautiful 5-step system that is going to help you achieve and smash your goals. So remember this, every single thing that you do, every single day, take one step. Take one step that gets you closer towards your goal. And that one step can be for 2 minutes, it can be for 5 minutes, it can be for 10 minutes, it can be for 1 hour, doesn't matter. Janji buat, as long as you do it. Okay, guys?